Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Dream Then Do podcast. And so far, we have discussed why you must dare to dream, how to believe in yourself, and why you should do so, the kind of people you should have around your dream, turning setbacks to startups, and then starting where you are. Now, if you haven't watched any of these episodes, please go back and watch them. And don't forget to drop a comment, like, subscribe, and please share. Okay, so today we'll be talking about something I call dream killers. Now, every great mind, every dreamer, every visionary, every artist, every great person has had to face this. So these are the silent and sneaky and sometimes loud voices that try to crush the fire in you before the flame. Now, the question is not if you will actually face this. The question is if you will recognize them and if you will overcome them. Today, I've categorized these into five, and if you have any that I won't mention or I don't mention, please drop it in the comment section. So, the first one we'll be discussing today is the dream killer fear. Guys, I've always said it. Fear comes with the what ifs. So it comes with what if I fail? What if I make a mistake? What if people don't like it? What if I don't go global? What if? And truth is, if you actually hold on to fear, you would never make progress in life because you would never start. And like I've said before, it will turn to days, then years, and before you know it, even maybe decades before you actually realize it's too late. Remember, we said in the last episode, time would never pause and say, oh, I'm going to wait till you're ready. So, fear is one factor that actually kills dreams a lot. The fear of what people would say, the fear of not being enough, the fear of being inadequate, and whatever. But fear is actually one factor that kills dreams. And one way to overcome fear, the major way to overcome fear, is actually to take action. So would say the opposite of fear is faith, yeah? And then faith is not just in professing, faith is actually in doing. So one way to actually overcome fear, to kill fear, is actually to take action. Start from where you are. Take action, take little steps. Don't just sit back and wait for these things to just align. Take action from where you are. Fear is going to come. It's going to happen. You will be scared. That's the truth. And then sometimes fear would even come or disguise itself as logic, or it could disguise itself as caution. So you'll be like, no, I'm not scared though, but I just want to be cautious. I'm not scared though, but common sense will tell you that, guys, you are just you're just disguising fear with big, big English. Fear is actually what is making you hold back. And one way to actually overcome fear is to actually take action. So take action today for that thing that you've been planning on doing, that vision, that dream, that goal you want to achieve, whatever it is. Take action today. Don't hold back. What if it doesn't work out? What if I end up getting broke? What if? Try it first. Take risks and see. And I promise you guys, you will not die. That's the height of it. The height of it is what if you die? But trust me, you're not going to die. So take actions today. All right. So the second dream killer is procrastination. Now, every delay is a quiet burial of tomorrow, and tomorrow is a trial. So when I was in the university, lecturer would give an assignment or a project to us, and he would say, "Oh, you guys have to submit this project in the next 3 weeks." And we'll wait. The first week we're just enjoying life, doing other things that we think are more important. The second week, same thing. Now the third week, we're still enjoying life on Sunday, Monday. Say the project is to be submitted on a Thursday. So we'd enjoy life Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, that's when we'll start looking for ways to browse, to find out, to gather reports, and have to put all this together. And believe you me, the work we actually submit is not the best because we don't end up giving our best at it. We're trying to rush to beat time just to submit just on time when we could actually have started earlier. So if we had started earlier, the quality of work we would submit would be way better than the one we actually submitted because we're in a hurry. Noting that we actually had ample time to complete this project or this assignment given to us. So don't wait, don't keep procrastinating. I will do this tomorrow. I'll start the gym tomorrow. I would release the album tomorrow. I will launch the business tomorrow. I would save tomorrow. I would whatever. I will try the new recipe tomorrow. That's just you wasting time. Procrastination kills your dreams. And trust me, dreams don't just die on their own. There's always something that kills them. Procrastination is one of those things. So decide today to actually overcome it. One way you can overcome procrastination is by setting deadlines. Fix a date, fix a time. Oh, I'm going to accomplish this before the end of this year. I'm going to accomplish this before the end of October. We're in a new month. So I'm going to accomplish this before the end of October. I'm going to accomplish this before the end of the week. When you fix deadlines and you discipline yourself, I try to tell myself that my words are important. So I have to keep my words or the promises I make to myself. So if you're actually going to keep the promises you make to yourself and discipline yourself by fixing these deadlines, you would actually overcome procrastination. Now, another way to overcome procrastination is by getting accountability partners. So you have someone that asks you, "Oh, you said you wanted to do this. Have you done it? Okay, you wanted to hit the gym this month. Have you registered? You said you want to lose weight. Okay, so what's your dieting plan? What do you plan to do? How do you plan to diet? Oh, you want to make this amount in this month. Okay, so how much are you planning? How are you planning on achieving that dream? So have accountability partners. This would also help you overcome the killer called procrastination. Now, the third killer we have is comparison. So um sometime last year, I would go online and I would see celebrities that are my age mates, maybe a year older than I am, or 2 years older, or maybe I'm even older than, and I would see these people accomplishing great feats. And then I'll ask myself, Stephanie, what are you doing with your life? And I would compare, I would send a video. If I see someone, oh, this person bought a house, I'll send it to my friend. And I'll send it to my friend, and she'll be like, please, I beg, leave me. But I would compare. I think at some point it was not healthy for me because it always led me to depression. I would think of, oh, this person has gone this way and this person has gone this way. What have you achieved and what have you accomplished? Now, one thing about comparison is it blinds you to see the goodness or the things you have actually accomplished. You may have accomplished, or you may have, let's say you were not having a particular degree, or let's say you just had a degree, and then that year you probably did your master's. But because you see someone else that maybe does not even have that master's but is flourishing in a different field, you then tend to compare yourselves and take yourself to the path of depression. Because I feel the end product of comparison is depression, and the end product of depression, if not checked, is death. Now, the Bible says, with joy shall you draw out of the wells of salvation. And when you are depressed, it means you lack joy. One way to actually live life, because in this life, things are happening. You would see, I want to say, you would say Shege Banza Uku, but things are actually happening in life, yeah? So, one of the best ways to actually overcome or flourish or prosper in life is by having joy. Now, if you would notice, when you're actually sad, your productivity level is actually very low. So one of the things that comparison does is it blinds you from seeing the goodness or the great things you've accomplished while you focus on what people are doing. I think in one of the episodes I said something. I said, run the race that has been set before you, not the one beside you. Everyone has a race. Don't mark yourself or your calendar Don't rate yourself with the way you see others progress. There is a place you are coming from. And if there's one thing I am grateful for in this year is the fact that I've come to realize that yes, I may not be where I want to be, yeah, but I'm not where I used to be. And I would take note of every little step, every growth, and be grateful for it. That's one way to actually overcome comparison. Gratitude. Be grateful for every step and try to reflect, because I feel a lot of times as humans, yeah, we tend to forget, and we do so easily. I would want you to do this. Well, yes, while listening to me, just take a moment. You can pause this video and then try to think of the month of January. Think of February. Think of March. Think of April. Think of May. Think of June. Think of July. Think of August. And then think of September, and then picture how you were from the beginning of this year to where you are now. Now, you may not have gotten a Lamborghini, you may not have gotten a Bugatti, you may not have gotten a Ferrari, you may not have bought that duplex, or you may not actually have flown the first class, yeah? But you are way better than you used to be. And that's one thing about life. You would always make progress if only you are willing to keep pushing. So don't let comparison, don't let the fact that, oh, Mr. A or Sister A is using this or got this make you feel you are not doing enough. Trust me, where you are currently, I'm sure you've heard this several times, but I just want to remind you that where you are currently is someone else's prayer point. Choose to be grateful, guys. Choose to be grateful. It's so touching because I was there before, and then I tell you, you're going to just feel displeased at anything. There's nothing that would please you because you are just looking at, oh, this person has actually earned this. This person has gotten this. What about me? Your time will come. Remember, we're not all living on the same script. There's a script God has set for my life. There's a script God has set for someone else's life. And if I'm actually marking my scripts or my life based on another person's script, I would feel woefully. So choose to be grateful. Choose to indulge in gratitude. Let it be your everyday lifestyle. Wake up every day, say thank you, Jesus. Be grateful. If you have to do it intentionally, if you're actually in that, if you know that comparison is one of the things that actually be killing you or keeping you down, you have to choose intentionally to be grateful. If you would want to write the things you're grateful for down, write them down. I went for a service some weeks back, and in the service, one of the instructions was we should write, it was a Thanksgiving service, so we had to write the things that God has done for us to come and give thanks. Write things God has done from January to September. And I had not thought of this for, I don't think that had actually crossed my mind. But when I was writing it down, and as I'm saying it, I'm actually getting emotional. So when I was writing it down, yeah, I started crying because God has been faithful. But the truth is, if I'm actually going to look at my friends or look at someone else's life to actually judge God's faithfulness in my life, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so if I'm actually going to use if I'm going to use the things that happen in someone else's life to judge what God has done in my life, I would not actually be grateful, but he has been faithful. I can see like it may not be so much to others, but I can see the shift. So one way to combat comparison is gratitude. Choose to be grateful today. And please don't forget, think of where you were from the beginning of this month, of this year rather, and then to where you are now. I'm sure you would see something to be grateful for. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you're a step ahead. And if you keep pushing, then you will make it. It is with joy you draw. So if you want to actually draw, you want to make progress, it is with joy you draw. Okay, now the fourth, I think the fourth or the third. I think we've discussed fear, we've discussed procrastination, we've discussed comparison, yeah. And then the fourth one is negative voices. Scripture says something, there is no voice without significance. So everything is going to always be saying something. Now, there are these voices, negative voices are things that sometimes it could even be your own voice. People that don't believe in you, you don't believe in yourself. Can I do it? Can I not do it? I don't think I can. I don't think I have the capacity to. I think I'm inadequate to actually accomplish this task. It could be your voice, it could be the voices around you, but they're negative voices, yeah. And I think sometime last month, that's in September, I was praying and I asked God, please let the loudest voice in my life be yours. Because if I even want it to be my own, sometimes I will doubt myself. Sometimes I'm not actually going to say things that are actually right. But I know that there's no way you can lead me astray. So let the loudest voice in my life, in everything I do, be yours. Just guide me. Let it be that before I even hear other people's voices, or before my own thoughts and voice actually project itself, let your voice be the dominant one. Let your voice be the loudest in my mind, in my head, in my life. One way to actually cancel these negative thoughts are to actually focus on your results. So you're having these negative thoughts. I can't do it. Try it. Take the step and then promise yourself that you're not going to quit until you accomplish it. There is nothing that kills these negative voices more than results. Once you actually make or attain these results, the voices dies automatically, because when you want to come up, can't you see? I accomplished this. So the same me that accomplished this can still do it again. It is God that works in us both to will and to do. It is God that works in us both to will and to do. It is God that works in us both to will and to do. So when these negative voices come up, one way to actually silence it or to overcome it is to actually get results. So don't stop until, see, I must hit this target. I will hit these targets. I can do it. So ensure that you actually get those results. And when you get the results, celebrate your wins, guy. I'm not that person that will say, oh, yes, you win. If you win, yes, so moving on, we move to bigger levels, bigger things to attain, yeah. But the one that I've won, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate it because it's not easy. So celebrate your wins, those results that you actually make. Those are the things that would help you kill those negative voices. Another way to kill negative voices is through prayer. Yes, you have to pray. And like I said, you may not word it the same way I did, but honestly, there's nothing as beautiful and as pleasurable as God's voice being the dominant voice in your life. Because imagine you are hearing voices of people. Someone is telling you, I can't do this. Circumstances. It might not even be people. That's one thing again I should. So you remember when I said Bible says that every voice has significance, yeah? So it was not even the people. Sometimes it can be situation. Sometimes it could be circumstances that will be speaking to you. So you have been trying to do this particular thing, but it just seems like it's not working. The circumstance there is actually what is speaking, and it's speaking negativity to you. Now, it's one thing for you not just to, okay, let me give you another example, yeah? Now, when you read the Bible, there's a time where Jesus went to the fig tree. And when Jesus went to the fig tree, he was hungry. That's what the Bible said. And he wanted to actually eat from it. But when he checked, the tree was actually blossoming, but it was just leaves. There were no fruits. And what did the Bible record there? It says, and Jesus answered and said unto it. That's what the Bible said. It said, he answered and said unto it. So it means there was that tree was saying something that you may not have been hearing, or we the readers may not have heard, but he heard. And he, because for you to say you answer, it means that someone must have said something, so you answer. So he answered and said unto it. Guys, one way to actually overcome negative voices is by answering and saying unto it. So don't keep quiet. You see this tongue that God has given you, eh? Don't be thinking it's only to do whatever you want to think or do with it. But don't think it's just for whatever, to eat or whatever, yeah? So this tongue, this mouth that God has given to you, ah, use it. Answer to that negative voice and say it. You cannot come to me and tell me something negative about myself or insult me and I'll keep quiet too. I am a quiet person, honestly. I don't like speaking. I'm actually quiet, yeah? But you cannot come to me and tell me rubbish. This is my mouth. We'll talk. I will answer back and say, if it has to do with rejecting what you have said, I will do it. But I'm going to actually answer. This mouth is not going to keep quiet. So ensure that you're using the mouth that God has given to you properly. There's something called the law of first mention. Now, Adam used the same mouth God gave to him to call forth or name those fruits, and everything he named, those were their names thereof. That's how powerful your tongue is. That's how powerful your words are. So, as you're working on getting results to actually shut those negative voices, don't keep quiet to them. Answer and say unto it. Today, answer. Look at those things, whatever situation it may be at work, your workplace, they're trying to frustrate your destiny. Answer and say unto it. And I don't mean you should go to the boss and go and say, I'm answering and saying, but you know what I mean, yeah? So answer and say unto it. Speak those words. And trust me, the words you speak carry power. They carry power. So speak those words. Answer and say to those negative voices and watch your life transform, watch your dream flourish and live. Refuse to let negative voices kill your dreams. And the last thing we'll be discussing today would be the comfort zone. Now, a lot of times people enjoy safety. We all do. We enjoy safety, but safety is risky. Safety can deprive you or can kill your dreams. Safety can kill your destiny. Let me not even say your dream, your destiny. So the trap of saying, "Oh, I just want to be in my comfort zone. I don't want anything." A lot of times, when you actually choose to stay in your comfort zone, you realize that you're actually settling, and you can be more than what you are. That's just the truth. You can be way more than where you are right now. Refuse to settle for no reason. Refuse to settle. There is so much in you that you can actually accomplish if only you choose to leave your comfort zone. And it's going to be risky, it's going to be scary. But yes, if it's not scaring you, then it's not stretching you. So it has to scare you a little for you to know it's actually stretching you. So refuse to dwell in safety. And by saying safety, I don't mean, oh, you have to go into danger, but you know what I mean, yeah? Refuse to dwell in your comfort zone. Push yourself out. You've done this before. You can do double of that. You can do greater. You can be greater. You can be better. You've worked at this company before. You can actually attain greater heights. Oh, you were promoted once. You can be promoted again. So don't choose not to settle or to remain where you are. There's a lot more you can accomplish, and there's a lot you can achieve. And I honestly, genuinely believe that you can do it because you have the ability in you. When God was creating you, He put this ability and this talent in you, and you can never exhaust it. So ensure that you keep tapping and you keep refining and trying to ensure you dig out the value God has actually placed in you. Never settle for nobody. Never. That's Bishop said something. He said, "There's no best. Best is always tomorrow. So there's no best today. There's always a best tomorrow. So don't settle for, oh, I've hit this today and this is the best. There's another best tomorrow. Keep doing until you get there." Now, I would leave you with this here. There is something that only you can bring, that someone is waiting for. And I honestly believe you can achieve it. Don't let the dream killer win. Dream it, do it, and become it. See you guys next Thursday, and thank you for watching. Please share, please like, please subscribe, and please leave a comment in the comment section. Yes, tell us of what you have, one dream killer you have actually experienced, how you're overcoming or how you overcame it. And if I didn't mention what you have experienced or what you're experiencing, please drop it in the comment section as well. Thank you for watching. See you next Thursday. Bye.